Before you start applying noise gate in Adobe Audition, you should know what your noise floor level is, because that's going to be needed when you set your threshold level. And to check your noise floor level, what you can always do is when you start recording audio, at the very beginning or at the very end of your audio recording, stay quiet for up to 5 seconds. Don't move. Make sure there's no additional extra noise coming from anywhere, and just keep as quiet as possible. And then once you're done recording, you can play back that quiet portion of your audio, like right here. This portion fits just fine. And look at the playback level meter right here and check where it peaks. So for me, it peaks at around minus 54 decibels. So that's my noise floor level. Now, if you're already done recording and you don't have this quiet portion of audio in your recording, then just record it on top of it. So make sure you don't put it at the very end of your recording, the marker here, because if you do that, this will happen. You'll start recording all over your previous recording. Instead, put it somewhere close to the end, keep quiet, and record the silent portion of audio. And do the very same thing I've just done. Now, once you know your noise floor level, what you want to do is select your audio recording that you want to apply noise gate to. You're going to go to amplitude, effects, amplitude and compression, dynamics, and you're going to look here for auto gate. So make sure compressor and expander are checked off. You don't want to apply these now. You want to apply auto gate here. So already put the settings in. I put these parameters, the values that I like. So for me, threshold, this is the portion. This is probably the most important parameter here. And threshold determines from which audio level noise gate applies. So in this case, once my audio goes below minus 48 decibels, noise gate kicks in and completely cuts out all of the audio that is below this threshold. So that's why knowing a noise floor level is very important, because you need to know what your threshold level should be. And if my noise floor level was at minus 54, usually I put my threshold 5 to 10 decibels higher than that. So minus 48, that's 6 decibels higher. That's fine. It means that everything below minus 48 decibels will be cut out. Now, attack works like a fade-in effect. So once your audio, let's say it's at minus 52, so noise gate is active, and then it suddenly goes above minus 48 decibels in this case, and audio passes through now. It will take extra 3 milliseconds, like a fade-in effect, to start hearing audio. So that's a very short time, but it's like a fade-in effect. Usually I put it between 0 to 10 milliseconds. It will soften the very beginnings of your sentences, for example. So don't put it too high. 3 milliseconds, 10 milliseconds should be fine for you. If you notice that the beginnings of your sentences are getting cut out, then you might want to put it at 0. Next is hold. So hold works in a way that once your audio goes below the threshold, it will take extra 50 milliseconds for noise gate to apply. This is useful when you notice that the ends of your sentences, for example, are getting cut out because maybe you're speaking, and the very end of your sentence is getting quieter, and that quiet part is getting cut out. So you will give 53 extra milliseconds here. And the release works in a very similar way, except on top of those 50 milliseconds, you'll get here extra 150 milliseconds of the fade out effect. So hold will hold noise gate open for extra 50 seconds, while release will gradually close the noise gate and it will fade out your audio. So the same applies here. If the ends of your sentences are getting cut out, you might want to use release. Also, it softens it, so the noise gate is not as noticeable because it has this fade out portion. So release, I usually put at 100 to 200 milliseconds, hold at around 50 milliseconds. If you notice that there's too much noise that is still in your recording, you might want to lower these values. But if you notice very abrupt cuts at the end of your vocals, then you might want to increase these values. And now we're gonna click apply, and as you can see, it works just fine. It cut a lot of the noise in between me speaking. One thing I don't like about this noise gate in Adobe Audition, so this is the built-in one, it completely gets rid of all of the background noise. And usually you want to have some noise here. It's natural for us to hear it, but it doesn't really give that option to keep some of it in our audio recording. So for Adobe Audition, I usually don't use the built-in noise gate. I use the other one. You can find it as well. So this one is BPA Gate. Very similar, still has threshold here, a tag, hold, release, but it also has range. So with range, instead of completely getting rid of all of this background noise, instead it diminishes the volume of it by, in this case, by 12 decibels. So you can see the difference. We still have some of this background noise. It's still there. And I like to have it because now it sounds more natural. It's not as abrupt. So if you want to keep some of that noise floor and get some sort of plugin, you can use BPA Gate, or you can find another one that you like. I'm pretty sure there's plenty, and just get it installed. I'll probably give a link to a tutorial video on how to install some sort of noise gate plugin in Adobe Audition.